Episode 6 of Zoom Zoom Earworm is dedicated to Jared Anthony Dock. Jared was one of the hardest working people I've ever met. Through Jared, I met Cam, among so many other talented individuals. Without Jared, there is no Urban Earworm.
UrbanEarworm.com.
But how you been, man? I feel like I haven't seen you in forever.
Man, I mean, it has been a minute, bro. I feel like I don't even know what the last time that we linked up was at the coffee shop, bro. Like mad long ago.
Yeah, with Ozzy, and which, by the way,
Yeah.
that coffee shop is closed now
Oh
thanks to
damn,
COVID.
that's fucked up. We gotta buy it back.
Right.
We gotta
Name it
buy it
Jared's
back
content.
for real. Exactly. You know exactly what type of time we
But hey, let's jump into this.
All
You
right,
know,
man. I don't know if this is going if this is only going to last 15 minutes, man. I feel like there's so much shit to cover. I got time.
hey, that's cool.
Whatever.
I got as much time as you got, man.
All
So
right,
if
all right.
you're
I'm
down to
vibing.
chop it up, down to get into it,
Yeah,
that's cool with me.
let's
So,
do it.
but yeah, just start off. Introduce yourself, who you are, where you live, or where you from,
All
and
right.
go from there.
My name is Cam, also known as Cook Up Cam, formerly known as Cam Marino, also known as the Culinary Canary, also known as I Chef I Cook, also known as ETF Baby, also known as Pop Snow, also known as Baby Heem, also known as Snow Montana, also known as the Abominable Snowman. Yeah, also known as Lil Snow Cone. Yeah.
Hell yeah! And if we forgot anything, we'll talk about it later. But
Yeah. Just added in the fucking After Effects and shit. Just have
yeah,
a
yeah,
scrolling name of all of my aliases. Yeah.
that's cool because whenever I did this with Jamie Cam, he did the same thing, but only did like two or three aliases,
Oh yeah,
nicknames. With you, I'm
you
like,
know.
all right, cool, keep it going. What else you got, Cam? What else?
Yeah. I'm the man of many names. Yeah, I live on the outskirts of Chicago in an undisclosed location west of the city. I grew up in Bolingbrook, Illinois. Gotta hold it down for the hometown, for the village. Uh Freaking kind of grew up on the north side of Chicago. Got into a lot of awesome shenanigans, built a lot of great relationships on the north side. And yeah, shit. I DJ, produce music, uh work with my hands, and yeah, and use the gift of gab to inspire and spread knowledge. You feel me? So yeah, that's it. That's me.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe yourself, dude. How'd you get into music?
Shit. I got into music by like, oof, I think I was in seventh grade when I made my first beat on Acoustica Beatcraft. Made like a super whack beat, posted a bulletin on MySpace for the old school people.
Yeah,
Posted a bulletin on MySpace being like, yo, this is my first beat. Yeah, posted the beat and then got treated when I went to school and everybody said that it sucked. So uh I kept at it. One of my homies, Gary, gave me a free version of FL Studio in like eighth grade probably, and yeah, just made a lot of beats all through high school. Had a group. We had like a whole like display in our yearbook talking about us to be the most likely to succeed and stuff like that. Um, yeah, produce for them, all through high school. Then produced for a couple of people like out of state in high school, some Rostrum Records guys, Crystal, Seth, and this dude named Harrison. And then had some like other local acts popping up too. Did a lot of work with my boy Collateral and Black Society out of Arizona. And then when I got to college at DePaul, continued to produce a lot. And then I think I was in the tonic room at off of Halstead in Chicago, and I ran into I ran into Rio, and I guess Rio just assumed that I DJ because like I made beats and everything, and he was like, "Yo, bro, I'm throwing like a birthday party, and I want you to DJ at it," and like. I was just like, yeah, man, I got you, bro. I'm gonna do that. And like, I had no idea how to DJ or whatever. So, he put my name on the flyer and everything as a DJ. So I went to Micro Center, bought like the cheapest like uh uh mixer, and like went to this art gallery in Pilsen. It was owned by my boy Ely, and went there, DJ'd the basement party, and like there was like a super like just like dweeb ass DJ there. Like I don't even know his name anymore, but he was being such an asshole. Like you know how when people don't know how to talk to people and they just like they don't know that they're pissing off everybody that they're talking to by their attitude, but like you can peep that shit. So he
Yeah.
was on that type of time. So like all of the rappers that were performing that night, they were like, "Yo, like, can you DJ my set instead of this weird ass nigga?" And I was like, "Yeah, I got you." And and yeah, like that was the first time that I ever like DJ'd a party. And then like from that day on, I did like it was like a whole like year of every single weekend I was DJing a different like concert or party in Chicago. So and then like that even translated to out of state, did a bunch of South by Southwest's, and then like later on went on a couple of like tour spot tour dates with my boy J2, and then DJ for some Lyrical Lemonade stuff too. So yeah, that's and like now we're here. Yeah, that's the journey in short.
Yeah, you've been doing this for a long time, man, and it's it's cool. I like hearing stories like that. You know how people getting started into their craft, and some of the first journeys and adventures, and just getting into it and
Yeah.
being like, oh shit, I can do this. I'm actually pretty good at it. People like this kind of thing. Like maybe I
Yeah.
should keep going, and here
Yeah,
you
and to
are.
the to the to the DJ purists, like I still suck to the purists, but I do a good job of just doing keeping it funky like my way and everything. So people people kind of gravitate towards that. So, I'm still good even though the technical music snobs and everything might not fuck with it, but it's all good.
Hey
I
man,
do it my way.
everybody, everybody's different, and there's a million different ways to be doing specific things in, especially in music. And
Yep.
as long as you're putting the work in, and obviously somebody's into it, likes it. So
Yeah.
you ain't gotta be like, hey, I suck.
Oh no. I don't suck. I'm just saying them critics might not fuck with the vibes, but
Yeah, but
the
no,
real ones know.
I feel the same way though, because like
Yeah.
I'm just kind of getting started into the whole producing music and making some beats and
Hmm.
that, and I that's exactly how I feel. I'm like, damn, I'm trash. Like this is gonna take a lot of work, for me to make something that sounds good and that I like. It's not like
Yeah.
the flick of a finger, the snap. Like it was just like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's real
bro.
easy.
And at the beginning, bro, like I told you, like my first beats were like terrible. And like it took me like putting myself out there and like the kids at school telling me that my shit was trash for me to like keep on going. And I was like, man, I'm gonna show these motherfuckers I ain't trash, like I'm gonna keep on going with it. And
Yeah,
yeah, kept on going with it. And then like my crew in high school, like we made like there like don't get me wrong, bro. Like my town, like there's a lot of talent that like has come out of my town, like as far as music goes. Like I don't know if it was like the band at our high school or whatever, if our like music instructors were like that good or anything, but like I never was, classically trained to be a musician, or like never did the band thing in school. But like there was a lot of like really like fire dudes like that came out of my city and like are still, doing their thing. So it was cool to be like in the same conversation as them, like, growing up through high school and like learning different stuff from those guys. So yeah, it's like I'm like a product of my environment and everything, bro. Like there was a lot of dudes like making some good shit, and I was definitely in the conversation with that. So that's always good.
and that's why music is so beautiful, dude, because you don't have to have music theory. You don't have to, have all that knowledge, all the technical shit. Like, just make something that sounds good that you like. Somebody
Hmm.
else might like it, whatever. Keep putting the work in, practicing, working on it,
Yeah,
shifting it up, you know, making
yeah.
things crispy and all that.
Right. And with me, like regardless of what kind of song it is, like if I'm producing an R&B track or a fucking trap music track, like that shit gonna bang regardless. Like if I got anything to do with it, that shit gonna knock.
Yeah, and it's all about that drive, dude. And
Yeah.
I love it. What are you working on anything new? You got any new projects going right now?
Oh man, I got so much. I got so much that I'm working on, man. Like, yeah, there's a lot. So shit. I'll talk about the stuff that I can talk about that
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
that's
just
coming
talk about
soon.
one or two things, whatever
Yeah.
whatever
So
that you're able to.
recently, like if we're talking about like new releases that's come out, like if you're not familiar with my music or anything, you could listen to some of this shit that just came out recently. So uh recently, maybe a month or two ago, we put out the Care Pack 2. That's all produced by me, and it's written and performed by the MC SEY. Yeah, super. Some of my best work for real. Just like all fire beats, and C is killing it with the flows and the bars and everything. Really proud of that project. It's called Care Pack 2. It's out everywhere. Titled Spotify, Apple Music, all of that shit. Then what came out after that is my projects with Robbie Rashu. Yeah, that's out. We put out, I think there's 9 or 10 songs on there, and Robbie Rashu is my guy from he's stationed out in the Bay Area, but he's from Compton, and he raps about like some spiritual like meditation type shit, but like he's also from the streets, so it's like a really cool like mix of worlds in that project that we put out. The name is escaping me right now. But yeah, look that up, Robbie Rashu, on all streaming services. Yeah, I produced that whole thing too. What's coming out soon is the Dip Tape 2. You can look up the first Dip Tape with Ease World and Friends, and I helped A&R that whole project, do the DJ hosting on that one, and then we're working on the sequel to that, and then his like full length project is coming out after that. We're not going to talk too much about that, but yeah, the Dip Tape 2 is coming out. That's going to have a lot of really dope features on there, and just a lot of like really cool, good music to get fresh as fuck to. Um, and then I'm working on Kill County with Maddie Did That. He's like one of those guys that is like from like my village, and like he was somebody that like I looked up to when I was in high school, as just like somebody that was like really, going crazy in the rap game and shit. And like now, like, later on in life, we kind of like grew a friendship and everything, and like now we're, look at each other as peers and everything, and we're working on some like really dope stuff with Kill County. That's the name of the project. And because where we're from is called Will County, so it's called Kill County because we kicking ass and taking names with this shit. But yeah, that's all the stuff that I could talk about now that I'm working on, and that's going to come out soon. Yeah, it's all gonna be fire though.
You never stop, dude. I feel like you're always working on something new, whether it's, with
Yeah,
a collab with somebody else or working on your own stuff, dude. You're always
yeah,
pumping out new stuff. I love it.
yeah. I mean,
It
even
always sounds good, dude. It always sounds good.
yeah, and like even like back in college, like I was putting out like a lot of beat tapes, and a lot of those projects are like removed from the internet and everything. But there was like that one year, I think it was like maybe 2013, I put out like 10 projects, just like all like just straight beats, like all like consecutively, like 10 projects back to back. And like we were throwing listening parties for him and everything. Like, yeah, shit was shit was crazy. So yeah, I've like, even when I'm not putting stuff out all the time, I'm always working on some stuff. So yeah, it's just natural to me, man. Like it's the way that I express myself. So I'm always gonna be creating.
As you should, dude.
Yeah.
Don't ever stop creating.
Yeah.
And what is your production process like? How do you, start to make a beat or a song or whatever?
It, uh, it really depends, man. So sometimes like I'll find like a really cool sample, and like I'll go on like these like inspiration like kind of diets, like inspiration diets, where like I'll just like stop listening to like rap music for like a whole month, and I'll just listen to like a whole bunch of like oldies or like some alternative music, or some rock music and stuff, just to like get my just to pull my inspiration from somewhere else a lot. So sometimes I'll find some like really cool samples, put that into the program and chop it up. Sometimes I'll just I'll get an idea and just start playing some stuff, like even though I'm not uh like classically trained or anything. Like I've been studying some music theory now too, so like my shit's sounding like a lot better, and just so so yeah, sometimes I'll just play some shit and just add to it. um I usually don't start with drums, but like sometimes I'll start with drums if I'm just, like really feeling a certain pattern, or, just trying to, get some inspiration off my chest. But yeah, man, like it's really just like expressing yourself. Like there's no like real formula to like how you express yourself. Like, sometimes I could be smoking a joint and just get like a, vibe of inspiration, and then I just want to make some shit that I've never made before. Sometimes like I'll be out all day and just be like, yo, like I want to put this day into a beat. Sometimes I'll get really fucking mad and like make something fire off of that shit. Like this is one, like this one song that's out right now. It's damn, what is it called? It's a production that I produced for this woman MC out of Texas. Her name is Yadi, Yadi. I think it's 361 Yadi. And the name of the beat was called, I named the beat Bare Arms, and the song somewhere on my SoundCloud. But like it's Yachty's song, and I produced it. uh the song's called MIA. Okay, so that day that I was making that beat, um there was some like really crazy street shit that happened. Uh I don't want to get into it too much because like some people, may or may not have allegedly gotten hurt or whatever. But some like crazy street shit went down, and I was like really fucking mad about like how it had went down, and I was really frustrated about the situation. Long story short, the situation ended up getting solved like, a couple days later or whatever. But I was so mad in that moment, and like that moment, like right after it, I like went home and started making this beat, and this beat is just like super aggressive and just super angry. And then I was just like, yo, like I was feeling like Mitch in Paid in Full after they like killed Sonny and shit, man. I'm like, man, I'm on some real like murder shit. So I made that beat, and it was just like so aggressive and just so like dirty and nasty and shit. And then I sent it to my homegirl out in Texas, and she just like took that same energy that I was feeling and made like a sick ass song out of it. So like those sometimes be like the best beats when I'm like, yo, like, I got all these feelings and I express myself in it, and then it ends up, being something that somebody can relate to, and we make a hot song out of it. Um yeah, and then like when it comes to Robbie Rashu, like sometimes he'll just, give me an idea for a beat, and he's like, yo, like I need, something like this, or I want to, make a song like this, and then, I'll just create a world around that inspiration, like in the form of a beat. Um and yeah, man, it's just like, yeah, it really depends, but the process is always like, it's always like a it's always a good time, even if there's like some frustrating circumstances that go around it.
Yeah, I like that
Yeah,
you take those breaks and go on diets just to kind of hear something new.
yeah,
I feel like, at least for me, a lot of times I'm like listening to the same stuff over and over again, and I'm like, okay, this is cool. Obviously I'm listening to this for a reason, but it's like, all right, I'm kind of sick of this, and want to listen to something new. I
yeah,
always go back to that same song or album or whatever, but it's like you got to take the time and listen to some new stuff. You can't be playing the same song over and over and over again. You're gonna get sick of it. So
yeah. And that
that's
shit,
I
like,
feel like
it's like
it's
it subconsciously it kind of like affects like the type of music that you're making too. Like
yeah,
you're listening
for
to the
sure.
same type of stuff all the time, like your music starts to sound like that. So yeah,
Yeah, and you want to listen to some new things, especially like a new sound or a new instrument, maybe that you haven't used before in your beats. So
hmm,
when you're checking out new stuff, that's where you can discover that. So it's cool.
yeah,
I don't really like the term genre in music because every everything is kind of meshing together and comes from the same place essentially. So it's like, you can bend the genres together and pull one thing from, say, rap or something, and then it might sound similar to something in an alternative or rockish song or whatever. So
hmm,
it's all music, dude. You already know.
yeah. Already snowing.
But hey, let's take a step back from music and talk about shoes. I know you're a big sneaker guy. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
what
I do what I can.
do you are you do you I don't know much about it. Are you a collector? Do you sell? I know like you were working at Foot Locker for a little bit. I don't know if you're still doing that, but yeah, just talk about the shoes, man.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, I've always really liked sneakers. Of course, like when I was growing up, I wasn't able to, afford all the shoes that I wanted like as a kid. But when I think like sixth grade, like I started making my own money, like just like hustling around the school. I used to like sell candy and shit. Like I had like a whole fucking I had a whole like corporate structure to my shit. Like by the time I was in 7th grade, like I had kids working for me and shit. Like I would, bag up their candy and shit all in a fucking binder. Like usually you would put like all of your like spiral notebooks in this binders and your folders and shit in this binder. But I had them shits like filled with candy, and I would put like fucking like 50 bars of candy in there and shit, and they would have to give me like fucking $40 back. I'd let them keep the rest of the profit and shit like that. Yeah, so yeah, I would make money in the school, and then I would spend it on sneakers. So that's how I got started. Um, and
That's amazing.
then
Like
yeah,
it's like, hey, you want some candy? Like,
yeah, bro, because it was just like I think they were like it was crazy. Like they were charging like $2 for like a bag of Skittles in the lunch line and shit. So I was like, shit, if I can charge them $1 for the fucking bag of Skittles, and I can get the Skittles at fucking like 45 cents a bag because I'm buying it in bulk from Sam's Club, like I can really, make there's some money to be made here. Like shit.
hey, you
So
gotta work smarter, not harder. You know.
exactly. So yeah, that's like where it started, and I started buying ice cream sneakers. It was the sneakers that were designed by Pharrell, and he was in collaboration with Reebok for those. Uh and yeah, that was like those were like the first shoes that I was like buying heavy. It was those, and it was Vans, because like the pack was like really big, like where I was growing up, like we just loved that Van song, and like we were like, yeah, we're just wearing Vans, no Nikes and shit. Like I didn't buy a pair of Nikes till I was like a junior in high school. uh so so yeah, I was just, buying up a whole lot of Vans, buying a whole lot of ice creams and everything. And then like when I got to be like a junior and senior in high school, my mom gave me a pair of black and red 13s for Christmas. And then I started wearing those. Then I started like buying other Jordans. I bought some like Laker sixes, and I bought some like white and like navy blue Jordan 8s, and took those to college. And my freshman year, like by the time I graduated high school, I had like probably 80 pairs of like ice cream sneakers. Went to college, came back home after the first year, and like my mom had sold all but like 3 pairs of my ice creams. And I was like, damn, like, cause I wasn't wearing them anymore like that, because like I was just on to like some different swag. But like the thing about like sneakers is like they'll be popular, and then like they won't be popular, but then it'll circle back around, and then they're popular again. So like now I wish that I had like all of those shoes, but my mom put them on eBay and they was going. Um yeah, so then as I'm going through college and everything, my senior year I get an internship at Success. It's a sneaker boutique in the South Loop of Chicago. It's owned by Bobby Simmons, who like played in the NBA and like played at DePaul, and his partner Lavelle Sykes, who's just a prominent businessman in Chicago and is like one of the sneaker legends, right? So start working for them as like an intern. And the crazy thing about like their training was like I had to go through every sneaker that was on their wall and like do research on it, tell them the story about it, and like they would not let me on the floor and start selling shoes until I did every single sneaker that was on the wall. So it was like a crash course in like learning all about the every single Jordan, because before I worked there, like yeah, like I liked Jordans enough, you know what I mean? But like I didn't know like all of the numbers 1 through 22 or any of that. Like I was just like, yeah, these Jordans look nice, but I didn't know like, oh, this was the Jordan that he won his first championship in. This was the Jordan he won his scoring title in. This was a slam dunk contest sneaker. None of that. I didn't know any of that. But after working at Success, that's when I learned all of that. So I worked at Success and Overtime. Overtime was like their like premium store that was in the West Loop. And I worked under Clifford Castillo, who is real sneaker legend, North Pole legend. So got to work with those guys, and they taught me a lot about this sneaker shit. And then from there started working with Foot Locker, and now I'm working with Foot Locker and Nike. And uh yeah, man, it's just been like a journey of that. So yeah, I'm like a sneaker collector slash sneaker investor slash sneaker broker slash sneaker personal shopper type stuff. So yeah, man, I collect, I sell, I do everything you can in the
Well,
sneaker community, man. Yeah.
I I know a lot of people who been into shoes or collect shoes or whatever, but if I'm ever on a game show
Mhm.
and there's some kind of sneaker question, I'm calling Cam. I'm
Yeah,
calling
yeah,
you
yeah. Yeah.
because
And
like you know it all. I feel like.
I'm gonna know about it, man. Yeah, bro. And it's like it's cool because like I don't know, there's there's like good things and like bad things about the whole like sneaker community or whatever you want to call it and everything. And that's what there's good and bad in everything. But like I just really appreciate like getting the opportunity to like work with younger people and like teach them the like history of these sneakers, and like show them like why a certain sneaker is important, and like like because there's a lot of kids that just love Jordan 1s and just gonna buy every single Jordan 1 just because it's Jordan 1. But like when you're able to tell somebody the story behind it and like show them why it's one of those staples in the game, then that's that's what I do it for. That's the love of the game.
I think it's important to do something because you love it or because you have an interest in it, but
Hmm.
what really sets you apart is wanting to teach and carry that on to other people, especially younger people who are into the same things as you, who maybe that was you 5-10 years ago or whatever, you know what
Yeah,
I mean? So it's
yeah.
like you've got the knowledge, share it, give it along.
Yeah, it definitely was me like 10 years ago, man. These kids nowadays, man, they got designer belts and shit like that. I'm like, man, I was definitely not. I was getting money when I was your age, but like y'all kids really cashing out right here, right now. Or y'all wearing some fake shit, but that's none of my business.
Hey, what have you been doing during quarantine to stay busy, stay entertained?
Shit, fucking with a condom on. No, I'm playing. uh,
Oh,
I
that's
mean that
funny.
too, but yeah, to stay busy and entertained. I've been getting some books, reading books, listening to audio books, been finding different series to watch, got movies, documentaries, stuff like that. uh Meditation's always like a big thing with me. What else have I been doing? I mean, really just this is like the blessing in disguise from like this whole like COVID and like quarantine shit. Like you really get to like pick like who you want to spend time with. You know what I mean? Because like it's a pandemic is an excuse to not hang out with people that you don't want to. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to force yourself to be around people that you don't want to, or people that aren't conducive to your self growth. Um, so yeah, man, I've just been staying around good people, keeping in touch with the day one homies and good people and everything. Uh, haven't been doing too much traveling. I went to California a few months ago, and that was like a really really good experience out there in Joshua Tree. You know, I had to live life like a hippie for a weekend and shit. Um, but yeah, man, it's like cause like before everything was closed outside, like I would still, you know, go on like some solo missions just to like gain some like inspiration or just like change my perspective. Like I would just, you know, go to the museum sometimes just, you know, solo and just like check out some art. But like now I'll like watch an art documentary if I'm, you know, feeling the vibe of like going to a museum, or, you know, if I'm feeling like I never liked the club like, you know, hella hard like that or anything. But if I'm feeling like the vibe of a party and shit, I'll just, you know, pull one of my DJ mixers out, turn the speakers up hella loud, and, you know, just rock out, you know, by myself, play all of the songs that I would want to hear in the club, and, you know, just vibe out. So
Yeah, it's interesting with the whole pandemic and COVID and everything going on. Um, obviously you've got a lot of time to yourself, which is always good.
mhm.
But one thing I think is important is that people still need to travel, and as long as you're doing it in a smart way,
Double
and
masked up for real.
well, just not even being double masked, because
I be double masked up in the fucking airports, bro.
well,
Bro,
hey,
that was the
I'm not,
one thing that pissed me the fuck off about flying, bro. Like I was expecting motherfuckers to be socially distanced in that airplane, man. They had motherfuckers sitting right next to me, man. I was like, bro, come on, man. Like y'all ain't going fucking free up the middle seat or something, bro. Like I got motherfuckers over here with their toes out, and
hey,
and
and if
nah,
if
I'm
if
double
if,
masked up.
if the flight attendants or the staff or whatever isn't gonna enforce it, then you gotta say something, because it's like, yo, there's a global pandemic going on. So it's like,
They was keeping their
obviously,
mask on. They was keeping their mask on, but like motherfuckers be flying without socks and wearing sandals and shit, bro. And that shit weird to me, bro. That shit really
yeah,
weird.
that I shit. I don't even, dude. I don't want to step. I don't want to go to an airport, man. Like I'm trying not to leave the crib. Like,
Yeah, bro. I mean, for the most part, man, I go to work. I come home. I you
yeah,
know I might I I might go to a restaurant to pick my food up sometimes, bro. But other than that, man, I'll go to the grocery store and shit. But other than
yeah.
that,
But I mean,
I'm not out here in these streets like I was.
right. And as long as, like I said, you're being smart about it, and not just buying plane tickets because they're cheap and flying across the country going everywhere. Like,
Yeah,
if you
man.
got to go somewhere for work, or for a personal vacation, like you said, taking a week to Joshua Tree or whatever, you
Yeah.
know you got to do what you got to do. Like, I feel like you can't just sit in your house and wait for this to be over, because nobody knows when that's gonna happen. It's probably never gonna happen. So
Yeah, man.
you still gotta live your life. Just be smart about it, and it is what it is. Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna get sick or you're not. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna catch it eventually. Like, or you're gonna get the vaccine, and we're gonna be all good. But it's like,
I'm keeping my immune system high as possible, man. You
yeah,
know,
you
got
just
my
gotta be smart
supplements,
about it,
staying
dude.
active, all of that. Yeah.
Have you learned anything new about yourself
Have I
during this
learned
weird?
anything new about myself?
Yeah.
Shit. Have I? I learned. I I learned that I learned that you don't have to be happy to smile, but you can smile and that can make you happy. You feel me? That's something that I've learned about myself personally. You know, like
I like that. I like
yeah,
that a
yeah,
lot.
yeah. Just it's like the little it's the little gems like that, man. Like it's not like it's not like, being in solitude, like I've learned like a super, new thing about myself or anything. It's just like, learning more about me and like, what I like and like, how to love yourself and like, taking taking ownership of like what you deserve, you know what I mean? Like sometimes like before the pandemic I could see myself like just doing stuff for other people just because like I felt like I had to or like I owed somebody something, but like at the end of the day, man, like nobody owes me anything. I don't owe them shit. So, if it's not something that is like mutually, beneficial for us or, beneficial for the fucking world, then I'm not really with it anymore. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, I feel that.
yeah, man. Yeah. I'm just, trying to show love and shit, bro.
Where do you see yourself 2 years from now? Do you have any short term goals or dreams?
Uh yeah, man. In 2 years from now, it's gonna be like a lot of seeds that have been planted now are gonna be full grown flowers and everything, man. Like all this stuff that I'm working on, I feel like I'm building a really solid foundation and like building like an archive of some cool shit that's gonna live on for a while. Um, so yeah, in 2 years, just growing, learning from just a lot of lessons and yeah, just everything bigger. Like all of these seeds that are being planted now, just bigger stuff. So that comes with the music, that comes with the 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 other stuff that I'm working on that is connected to the art really really growing. The stuff that I can't talk about now, y'all gonna be able to see that shit in a big way. And even if you don't know that I'm behind it, like y'all gonna see that shit. So yeah. 2 years
Yeah.
from now, it's gonna be yeah. This is gonna be historic 2 years from now. So facts.
Yeah, I love it. Just keep growing, keep working, keep putting that work in. You already know. You already
Yeah,
know.
yeah, man. You already know, bro. Like the grass don't got to strain to grow. You feel me? So
Yeah. That's pretty much it, man. Do you have any questions for me? That's all I got for you.
yeah, man. Okay. So the first question that you asked me, I want to ask you that similar question. So you was like, yeah, what's your name? Where you from? All of that. What does your name mean? What does this urban earworm mean to you, man? And how did you come up with that name?
So the Urban Earworm
Yes.
is it's my website. It started out as a way to get more ears and eyes on local Chicago musicians,
Mhm.
and it was really great. Whenever I first started it a couple years ago, it's I've only been doing this for a couple years now. But it was cool. I was just going to a bunch of shows, taking pictures, doing videos, doing some work for some different bands and artists, musicians, rappers. And I realized I'm sitting on all this content, and I'm like, I got to do something about it. So made a website, put it all on there. It was cool, was going to more shows, whatever, things was growing. And then boom, the pandemic hit. And,
Yeah.
there was no more live music. So
Damn.
um I kind of it kind of, put me in a seat, and I'm just like, shit, what do I got to what am I going to do now? Cuz I
Yeah.
had this website, had this whole plan on, basically trying to make a little, production company where I go to shows and do this. But if there's no live shows, I can't be doing that. So I had a
That's
whole flip this whole thing around, and
that's to adapt. Yeah.
yeah, the Urban Earworm kind of basically turned into like my own portfolio essentially, and
Mm.
still basically is my portfolio, which also got other people in there, my work with other people, and so it's a way to boost other people, and just get other people's names out there, and get more people to see these talented musicians, artists, whatever it may be. um so yeah, that's how I came up with this video series that I call the Zoom Zoom Earworm. And yeah, so this is I think your episode, you would be episode 6 or 7 maybe. I don't know. I've lost track. I haven't done one for a little bit, so, and I'm
Oh
like, yo, I
man,
need to
come
get
on,
back
bro. We
into
coming we
this.
coming back with a vengeance then, man. All right, here's another question,
Hey,
bro. Here's another question,
and
man, because we gotta turn this up for the shock value and shit, bro. Okay, man. What's the craziest?
before
What's up?
I was gonna say, before you ask me this next question, I was gonna say,
What's up?
whenever I first started doing these Zoom Zoom interviews,
Yeah.
before I even did the first one, you were on the list of people that I wanted to talk to. You
Oh
were on
man.
the original list, dude, and I'm pretty sure there's only like 1 or 2 people left on there that I still need to reach out to and do this with. But
All right,
I'm
we're
like
making it
marking them
happen.
off. I'm like, damn, all right. It's cool that other people want to do this with me, because I'm like, I know everybody's got their own time and working on your own shit, but it's like, hey, if you can sit down with me and let's chop it up for a minute, that's cool. That means a lot to me.
Hell
So
yeah,
I
man.
appreciate that, man.
Come on, man.
But
You know,
anyways,
I got you since day one, man. When you was the big goofy country kid, your first year in Chicago, man. Come on, man.
hey, I still am, dude, and I don't live in the city anymore, dude. I'm an hour north now, so I'm kind
Yeah,
of like still the big goofy kid.
like fucking what's an hour north? Like fucking Crystal Lake or some shit?
I'm out by Gurnee.
Oh, okay. I work not too far from there. I'm in like Schaumburg like 5 days a week. So
Yeah.
um, but yeah, that shit's crazy. Um, yo, so what's the like craziest thing that you've seen like at a live show?
Ooh,
Like, and
craziest
this
thing.
could this could be like something that happened on stage. This could be something that happened backstage, something that happened before the show, after a show. That's like crazy fucking show stories. And I'll tell you a couple if you want after you tell me yours. I'm trying to think of some shit
Yeah,
too.
I gotta think about this though, because I'm like, it's
Okay,
been a minute.
I'll tell
Go
you
for it.
one. I'll tell you one
Yeah.
that's like funny, but like it's not super crazy, but it's funny. Like I think this shit's funny as hell. Okay, so um, damn, what year was this? What year is this? I want to say this was like 2015, maybe 2016. Um, like we were going to St. Louis uh with like the whole like Zero Fatigue crew. So it was me, I was DJing for J2, Nose was there DJing for Smino, Monty Booker, Chris Classic, like Elton, like everybody, we hopped into, I think we took like 2-3 different cars and just drove down to St. Louis and everything for one of Smino's shows. And because he's from St. Louis, so he was headlining this dope ass venue in his hometown city and shit. So super cool, right? So we get there, we pack our stuff at the Airbnb and everything, and then we got the day of the show, right? Day of the show, go to the show, fucking kill the show, super dope, fucking sold out. Everybody's fucking waving lighters in the air and shit, like super fire show, sold out, crazy shit, right? Then like we leave, go back to the Airbnb for like the after party and shit. So then we're at the after party and like I'm DJing some music and shit, right? And we chilling, but like we turning up too, right? So then Like I'm just playing like whatever I want to play. Then one of Smee's homie, I can't remember his name, but like I just remember he was, wearing like a lot of red and shit, right? So he comes over to the DJ booth where I'm at and shit. I'm playing music and shit. He's like, "Hey man," like got this super thick St. Louis accent. He's like, "Hey man, you play that Aaron." I was like, what? Like what song you talking about? Yeah, play Aaronet. I don't know if I don't know if I know that song, man. Like, maybe I'll go on YouTube and like download it real quick or whatever. How you spell it, man? He's like, Earned. It earned it. I was like, "Earned It" by Chief Keef. I'm like, yo, I love that song. I got that song in my Serato right now, bro. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't even know what you were fucking saying. Yeah, so then I played it, had all my motherfucking jewelry on. But yeah, it's a little funny story just of like hearing people with fucking crazy accents and shit, bro. Yeah.
That's funny because I feel like I don't have very good hearing, and just going to all these shows and shit, and especially like at a show when
Uh-huh.
somebody's trying to talk to me, and I'm like, wait, what? What? And like they're trying to tell me a story, and I'm like, it's so loud, I have no idea what you're saying. Like,
Yeah.
like so yeah, that's relatable because
Yeah, that shit happens all the time. The worst thing is when somebody is like a rapper and like you're in the club or you're like at a function or you're at a show or something and they're like, "Yo, like listen to my music, man." And then they take their phone out and then they put it to your ear and it's just like, bro, like this is not the time where
right,
we could like, even if your music is freaking amazing, bro, like
right,
I'm not gonna be able to hear it that well, bro. Like,
right.
and like there's been a couple of situations where I was being too nice and I was just like, oh, oh yeah, man, this shit crazy. And it's like, bro, I didn't hear anything that was said in that song. Like I couldn't even hear
Yeah,
the
and
beat.
I feel like it's kind of hard because like being the nice guy, it's always like, well, yeah, like obviously I want to hear this, but you got to know the time and the place.
Yeah.
Like it's loud as shit. Why do you think this is a good time for me to check out your song?
Right.
Like, you know what
You
I mean?
gotta you gotta read the room.
Right, exactly. Read the room.
Crazy.
Yo, I I don't like scummy promoters, man, and it feels like there's a lot of scummy promoters out there. Like
Yeah. There definitely are, man, for sure.
it's and I don't even know if there is like a promoter that's not a scumbag.
Bro, I
Like
mean,
it's
especially the pay to play type of promoters, bro. Like that shit is just like so, it's so whack. Like I get it. Like you want to sell tickets and you want to get people that can help you sell tickets and everything, but like that business model is just like so like it's just so whack, bro. Like
yeah, it's
having
scummy,
to
dude.
having to pay to fucking play and sell these tickets and then they want to do the lineup by like how many tickets somebody sold and shit and they're like they be thinking about it more for the money than like how the crowd is going to react to that shit. You know what I mean? Like
And and when a situation like that happens, you end up having a headliner who, yeah, they sold a bunch of tickets, but they fucking suck. And the two artists before them, they were the best artists of the night. So
yeah.
that it never ends up working. Like
Yeah,
it,
exactly. And then it's like you got these openers that just, want to open up for, the
they
famous
just want to
rapper
play.
or whatever, but they
Yeah,
music don't match what the type of music the famous rapper even makes and shit. So
right.
it's just like you're performing your music to like a target market that does not give a
Completely
fuck
different
about
vibe.
you. Yeah.
Completely different.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. It's wild out here, bro. But that's one good thing about the pandemic. I guess it's kind of weeded out all these jank ass promoters. So when shit opens back up again, hopefully everybody's gonna be solid.
Yeah, and shit, I mean, just if you care about it, you know, if you're in it for the music, if you're in it, you're gonna continue making this shit no matter what happens. Oh, it sucks
Yeah.
that there's no live shows, you know, but you're gonna keep making shit. You know,
Yeah.
do a live stream. Go on Instagram. Do you know YouTube? There's all kinds of fucking live
Yeah.
streams now. So it's like there's a way to, you know, connect with people and still make your music. You know, still put on a show.
Yeah.
And
Where there's a will, there's a way, man. Always make it happen.
so, but shit, that's all I got, man. I appreciate you jumping on with me.
Yeah, man. It was fun, man. You know, shout out to Urban Earworm, you know, the best video podcast out here and shit, you know, best internet portfolio, you feel me? Out
Hey,
here
coming
killing the
up, dude.
fucking game.
Always adapting, always changing. You know, next
Man.
week the Urban Earworm is gonna be something different. So,
Hey man, it's the best amoeba of an organization out there, man. You know?
right. Yeah. Well, shit. I'm gonna edit this up and um, you know, put a condensed version on my website and on YouTube and all that. But I'll send you this full length one, so you know you got the
Yeah, bro. Just just
overview.
cut out all of the incriminating evidence and everything out. And yeah, and we're good. You know, anything that I was talking about with when it comes to substance abuse or anything, you know, just cut that shit out. You know.
Yeah.
No, I'm fucking with you, bro. Leave it all in, man. I ain't got shit
Yeah.
to hide.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Oh shit. All right. Well, if you ain't got nothing else, I'm gonna go ahead and end this call. And once again, thank you, dude.
All right,
So
peace. You already snow. Gang,
take it
gang.
easy, dude. We'll talk soon.
All right, man. Peace.
Peace.
TheUrbanEarworm.com.
Yeah, it's wild out here, bro.